What's up guys, Luke here from Luke's Points and Miles, and today we're going to do a thought-provoking opinion piece about how much more I value hotel status over airline status. I have 10 reasons why I choose to focus on hotels rather than flights when it comes to climbing the status ladder. As always, I'd love to hear what you think in the comments below and tell me what you agree with and what you disagree with. Before we get started, if you are new to the channel, we talk about credit cards, points, miles, cashback, and travel. If you want to keep up with these things, please give me the opportunity and subscribe to the channel. I deliver consistent content and I never spam you with unrelated topics. Also, if you get any value or even mildly entertained, please slap that like button and it will help me get this video out to other like-minded folks. Officially, we are going to call this one 10 Reasons Why I Focus on Hotel Status over Airline Status. Also, if you are an Airbnb person or a camper, you may be wasting your time on this video, so go ahead and punch that thumbs down icon and blame me for you clicking on the wrong video. Number one reason why I focus on hotel status over airline status. I can share my status benefits with my family. Having hotel status can get me a sweet upgrade. How many times can you look like a big shot in front of your wife or travel partner before you stop thinking that's a big deal? It's a trick question. It's always a big deal. Your family will love the upgrades, and if you're bringing kids, the separate bedroom may yield its own set of perks. Normally, status at hotels will come with breakfast or some type of food and beverage credit. Sometimes it's just for two, but sometimes it will include a number of children. We all know how much food adds up when you're traveling, so these things are just money back in your pocket. Reason number two, so many airlines programs really fail to provide the equivalent benefit to family. With Delta, if I'm traveling with one travel partner, we can both be upgraded. But if there are three on my itinerary, we aren't eligible. With American Airlines, I could get an upgrade, but no one else. I'd love to hear you explain to your wife how you're going to go ahead and lie flat in the front while she sits next to a chicken coop, two goats, and a lady with her shoes off wearing a CPAP machine. Good luck, fellas. I understand when you're upgraded to a first class flight, that is a very cool experience, but let's keep it real. I don't hear too many people talk about how great their domestic first class lunch was. International flights, I will admit, is a little different. Number three, hotel status is just plain easier to understand. You stay a certain number of nights at any of the hundreds of the hotel brands' hotels, and eventually you're rewarded. To tip the scales even further, you can skip the line with certain credit cards. This channel is about credit cards, right? Well, there are several cards that you can acquire that will either put you a little further down the path to status or just outright give you hotel status. Not so much with airlines. We'll talk more about the cards in a few moments. Reason number four, road trips. Remember the good old-fashioned road trip? Now, I will admit I don't do a lot of road trips right now, but I'm sure at some point I will. Airline status does me no good at all if I'm driving from Columbus, Ohio to Indianapolis, Indiana to watch Ohio State play in the Big Ten championship game, right? But I would like to stay in the hotel that's closest to the stadium so I can walk. Airline status won't come into play in that scenario, and I won't fly 150 to 200 miles away, so my hotel status will come in handy, airline status won't. Reason number five is personal to me. I don't live close to any airline hubs, so I don't have a dominant player at my local airport. To make things even more complicated, if I show loyalty to a certain airline, that means every single time I fly, I have to go to Atlanta or Charlotte. I'm kidding, but Atlanta doesn't really fly direct to any of my favorite destinations, and American really only flies direct to Miami. So it is much harder for me to commit to one airline and not be an opportunistic flyer and just find the best flight regardless of carrier. This would be completely different if I lived near an airport that better served my needs, but I'm guessing most of us don't. Reason number six, I prefer to focus on hotel status rather than airlines. The credit cards are just better and provide more value. We often talk about hotel keeper cards. Well, we talk about them because they provide an insane amount of value. The American Express Hilton Aspire provides credits that outweigh the annual fee, plus a free night. Oh, and top-tier diamond status. Marriott Bonvoy has a card that gives you a free night that completely negates the annual fee. Hyatt provides a card that gives you all kinds of benefits and has spend bonuses that can help you climb the status ladder even when you aren't staying at hotels as often as you would like. Now, to be fair, airline cards do have spend bonuses for status. The American Express Delta Reserve has an MQM bonus when you spend $30,000 on the card in a calendar year. MQ what? Well, that brings me to reason number 7, simplicity. Airline status seems to be much more complicated with both the qualifications and the benefits. You can read Delta's and American Airlines status program handbooks several times and still not be completely fluent in what perks you're entitled to. You almost need a PhD to understand what a regional upgrade certificate is and when you can use it. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because even if you fly twice a month, you probably won't be high enough on the totem pole to even qualify for something like that. Reason number 8. This is a bit simplistic, but the benefits are either a couple of hours or several days. Unless you're flying several international long-haul flights a year, then it's safe to say most of your flying is a few short hours. For most of us, especially domestically, there just isn't much reward in sitting up front on a flight such as Columbus to Miami. I might get an extra bag of crackers or something, but for most of my flights, it really is just a ride. The first class seats aren't that much different on a 175 Embraer. Reason number 9. Hotels are just so much easier to forgive. I'll give you an example. Hotels for the most part aren't going to get you delayed, leave you sleeping in the airport. They generally don't cancel your stay or leave you stranded in Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina. I had a poor experience at a Marriott once, the Dolphin outside Disney World. I was really legitimately mad at the staff and even at Marriott itself. But I also had a great stay, made some memories, and left with great feelings. Same thing with my other Disney World trip. We stayed at the Hilton Buena Vista Palace, and they gave me a bed with bloody sheets. Hilton actually refunded 2 nights of points and really erased most of the bad taste in my mouth. But American Airlines made me gate check a car seat in Charlotte on a flight to Columbus, and they lost my car seat. They never compensated me, and they were terrible about the whole thing for the entire process. I still harbor bad feelings every time I see that American Airlines uniform. American Airlines has canceled my flights and put me in an awful, shady Sadie's hotel next to a closed down strip club. Those are some things that are hard to forgive and forget. So do they deserve my loyalty? I don't know. I tend to get over things quickly, and I do fly American Airlines, but it's just another reason I prefer to focus on hotels. So next time I go to Disney World, maybe I stay at the Swan, or maybe I stay at the Waldorf Astoria. I can understand they come from the same brand as the other hotels, but it's a different experience and a different memory. Maybe it's just me, but I think it's easier to separate the good and the bad when it comes to hotels. Reason number 10. This one again could just be personal experience, but I really do feel like it is so much easier to ask for things with a hotel versus an airline. Hotels seem to have so much more leeway and freedom to move within the rules and regs. Want an early check-in? Just ask. Late checkout? Be nice and ask. The hotels we like are in the hospitality business and not the human herding business. I feel very strongly that domestic airlines have lost that part of their industry. I don't have any suggestions or tips to make things better, but flying on domestic airlines is generally not a pleasant experience. If you're lucky, it's just a ride to the super nice hotel suite with an ocean view. And I can feel my blood pressure normalizing. Guys, if you got anything from this video, please like and subscribe. And I want to invite you to check out the Card Pointers Pro app. This app helps keep track of your credit card rewards, your bonuses, your 524 status. It even helps you track the current best offers on new credit cards. I use it to help me use the correct card for certain purchases. There is a free version, a yearly subscription, and even a lifetime option at very affordable rates. Use my link below and check it out. Also, guys, I would love to hear your comments on which parts you agree with and which parts I'm totally wrong about. As always, guys, if you've stayed around all the way to the end, I appreciate you and I thank you.